You have a B2B company and you want to expand your business to augment your turnover. You want to start prospecting, doing outbound strategies on LinkedIn, on email. This is the subject of this video today. How do you do so? My name is Matthew Mandin. I'm a growth hacker at MirrorProfiles, the only service that allows you to rent a LinkedIn account that is ready to be automated for you to avoid the risk of getting banned. Okay, so let's dive right into it. So first of all, why should you prospect on LinkedIn? Well, LinkedIn is a great network, and networks are awesome to expand your professional horizons, how many people you are linked with. And when you talk about a subject, they might interact, see your news, and they will basically follow what you're doing, keep up to date, and maybe turn into clients later. It's also a great way to qualify your leads. So LinkedIn has a big database of people using it that put every data up to date on a regular basis. So if you contact them and they're active, then there's a great potential of you converting them into a client. Also, nowadays with your automated tools such as Lemlist or the Growth Machine. By the way, we did a Lemlist article if you want to have a look down in the description. With these tools, you've got a great insight on your key performance indicators, also known as KPIs. And these numbers will help you and guide you towards a more efficient and long-term strategy, because also the benefits of doing such a strategy is to have it on a long term, because the people you add day one will maybe in turn in 2 years be a new client. So that's the power of having it on a long term. So let's now define a few of these KPIs for you. KPIs most tracked in outbound strategies are acceptance rates, for example. So how many out of 100 connection requests you sent, how many have been accepted? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, how many? If you've got a bad acceptance rate, it could be because your profile picture isn't fair or isn't good. Your tagline maybe isn't very good. Your notes message wasn't personalized enough. So if you want to have a few guidelines on how to improve your profile or how to improve your approach, we did some articles on that also. Then another key performance indicator we can track is the open rate. So how many people have opened your email? To do so, maximize the open rate, you have to work on your approach, your object, your first threat sentence, maybe your bullet points, your signature. We'll talk about that later on in the article. Then you've got the reply rate. How many people out of 100 have replied to your message? Throughout the years, we've reached out to many different people on LinkedIn and tried different strategies. And this is about what kind of rates we've got with each job title. So, for example, with a CFO, Chief Financial. So, for example, with a CFO, Chief Financial Officer, we could obtain an open rate about 70% and maybe 10% reply rate. And on LinkedIn, a 30% acceptance rate and a 10% reply rate. So, for example, for CFOs, Chief Financial Officers, we obtain about 70% open rate and maybe 10% reply rates. Whereas on LinkedIn, we've got about 30% acceptance rates and 20% reply rates. So now for CEOs, the Chief Executive Officers, the big boss of the company, you could obtain about 70% of open rates and only 7% reply rates that are a bit more busy. And for LinkedIn, we have about 30% acceptance rate and 15% reply rate. So for CTOs, what we usually get is about 60% open rate and 5% reply rate, and on LinkedIn about 20% acceptance rate. So they are not as much on LinkedIn, and 9% reply rate. Finally, for HR managers, we've got about 70% open rate, 7 reply rates, and on LinkedIn about 22% acceptance rates, and maybe 10% reply rate. The secret to maximizing those numbers is obviously to maximize the quality of your segments and make sure you segment wisely and in a good manner. Don't just take a search and export and put it in the tool. Make sure you clean that up before you send. Another tip is to create a little prior connection, maybe like a post, comment, visit a profile, do any of these actions to start a prior conversation and maximize your chances of converting them into your given objective. You want to have a clear and concise CTA that is really easy to answer. A yes or no question is great to start a conversation with. Finally, it's about testing and learning. So having several LinkedIn accounts will allow you to test different copywritings, verticalize your different accounts, and then see which one gets the best results. So this is why we created Mirror Profiles, basically, is to be able to have a second chance, try different things, and without the risk of getting your account banned. Then a few advice on email. Make sure you work really, really hard on your object. It has to be really concise, 1 to 5 words, and make sure it feels like someone internal sending a little message. Little tip. You know, when the senders you have the name of the sender. If you take the capital letter off and put a lower cap letter and just say your name, your first name, that sounds really, really just sent, roughly sent. And that makes it even, you want to open it even more. So that's a little extra tip you can work on. Your approach, make sure you personalize and add value to your content. Personalize your signature with all your contact details and make a clear and concise CTA. Now you know a bit more about KPIs and all about outbound strategies. Maybe you can go along and try it for yourself. I hope this video was useful for you. My name is Matthew. I am from Mirror Profiles. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up, comment with your questions down below, and subscribe for more. Thank you very much.